It's Matt using as many metaphors for jail as he can find on the internet. And it's us talking about Sweet James Bergener, the dense beard of justice.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for Justice with Sweet James.
My personal injury attorney, 800-881-2021 or sweetjames.com. Sweet James Bergener is the best of the best, and we absolutely love him. Give him a call if you have trouble with an insurance company or somebody owes you money or whatever's going on. Sweet James Bergener can help you. Sweet James, what's poppin'? How are you?
How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're
Great.
fabulous.
I'm doing wonderful right now.
I'm very glad. I had a court appearance on Petros' case yesterday.
How'd that
really?
go? Is he going to the jug?
Woo! You know, Petros, this thing is just unwrapping like this massive onion. We've got two trial dates.
What?
Two.
Oh God! What's going on?
Two trial dates.
We got a trial date late May for the seatbelt issue.
Weren't they just supposed to let us leave us alone?
And in late May, Petros, we're just putting it on trial. We're gonna put the whole system on trial.
Do I have to put on a suit and show up, or
you don't have to show up.
why is Kate's looking at me with his teeth all chattering, all weird? What's going on here, Sweet James?
And then we've got the speeding ticket in June, and we're gonna get it all wrapped up.
You know what would really suck if I ended up really going to jail on this thing? What's happening now, Sweet James? What does it mean we're going to trial? You're gonna go stand in court and fight a judge? Do I have to be there?
No, you do not have to be there.
Are they going to leave me out in the zip ties?
Want him there? Do you not want him there, James, because you know he's going to the stir?
The stirrer or the stir?
The stir.
Oh, the
You're headed to the stir.
I haven't heard that one.
I should say it in the proper accent where the lingo is known. Is he going to the stir?
What is that?
Australian.
Oh, great.
He's going to the stir.
Isn't it a whole island? Isn't the whole thing a prison?
Well, if I try to put on my English accent, he's going to the Nick, huh?
The Nick?
He's going to the Nick. Is he going to the Nick?
Oh, now he's a free man.
Yeah.
Well, for right now.
Petros is free.
But a month from now, he's going to grandma's.
No. I don't want to say any of the trial dates. I just don't need this big, massive protest out in front of the court with the free Petros signs.
You don't want Gil Garcetti showing up, man, and Gil Garcetti it up out there. So, but that is an update. We have two trial dates.
There you go. That's right.
Was there a chance that we thought they were just going to let us go just for old time's sake, or did you know we were going to trial, Sweet James?
No, it's going to happen. It's going to go to trial on the seatbelt issue. We'll get that expunged, and then we'll do the speeding ticket in June.
You know, I got a tweet today. Somebody sent out. I don't know how much you listen to the show, Sweet James Bergener. I know that you are a listener, but you are aware of the tragedy that befell my father's horse in the 80s. The name of the horse, Papadakis Taverna.
That's right.
And you know what happened to the horse? And if you do, you can go ahead and say it. I'm okay with it. I'm opening the conversation.
No, tell me.
Okay, we had a horse. The family horse was a racehorse, and it burned to death in Arizona.
What?
It burned in the 80s to death.
Yikes.
In a cigarette gas fire in a gas station.
What?
See?
I don't know why
like that reaction.
I don't know why you're laughing, and now Matt's laughing.
No, because you set him up to feel guilty. You talked about the horse dying, and then you talked about what a horrible death.
Well,
yeah.
There's
what happened?
And then
what
you
is it? It's like some Zoolander thing gone wrong with the horse.
Then you mentioned it was Panos Panay and a rogue cigarette that found its way into the trailer parked at a gas station, which later exploded.
I didn't mention Panos Panay by name, the waiter at my father's restaurant who was addicted to gambling, also owned part of the horse, and was a chain smoker. But anyway, this happened in the 80s, and somebody tweeted out today a picture of a horse, and then a picture of a fire, and then a picture of a cigarette between the horse and the fire. And, I'm used to that kind of stuff on social media. People call me fat and attack me all the time. But it really upset me when my radio partner favorited the tweet.
It was a very creative use of emoji.
And that kind of hurt my feelings to see that Matt was amused at the fact that somebody out there was making fun of the fact that the family horse died. In the 1980s, and that brings us to the Houston Rockets.
And that's why I favorited it, because this man was making a mockery of the social media director being fired for his use of horse violence emoji last night.
You were operating on a lot of political and social
higher plane
levels. Yeah, you're on a higher level than the rest.
Well, it's a family it's a Petros Papadakis family tragedy here.
And you laughed at it, Sweet James, and so does Matt. And you know what?
It's just crazy.
Over there laughing at me too. Looks like I'm going to turn my collar to the cold and damp again tonight. Take it to the house by myself. Yeah, it's okay to laugh.
Laughter's
Sweet
the
James.
best medicine, Sweet
yeah,
James.
People love
it
your
was the
chortle.
80s. It was the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 80s. What's the big deal? It was a pile of Coke and
That's right.
who cares?
It was Coke and fluorescent clothing.
Yeah. Forget the 10-year-old
Fiery horse trailers.
whose horse exploded in the desert. Forget that.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. Why are you laughing? Because I'm going to jail. That's why you're laughing.
I can laugh or cry.
All
Pick
right.
one. There you go.
Well, this happened. The Rockets tweeted out a picture of a horse head and a gun because they're playing the Mavs. And just close your eyes. It'll all be over soon. Like they're gonna.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a bad deal. The Rockets did have to apologize for the in-game tweet. What's your thoughts on this, Sweet James?
It's kind of silly, but here's some stuff for the listeners. Any intent to harm another is going to be investigated. I mean, this is like a threat. Now, everything's going to come back to context.
What if you favorite?
Okay, wait a minute.
What if you favorite?
You're talking about emojis, an emoji of a horse, an emoji of a gun is going to be investigated?
It could be a cigarette and a fire too. It could be an emoji of that should be investigated.
Right. Any intent to cause harm is going to be investigated. So in context, this is not. It's nothing. It's just. It's a rivalry. But say you text your friend and you're like, hey, man, your fantasy football team is going down. And you send a picture of a gun and his football team or whatever. It's not. But if you send a picture and say, hey, stop talking to my girlfriend and send a picture of a gun and a dude, yeah, you're going to get a knock on your door.
Well, the knock came for Chad Shanks, who got knocked off of his job, their social media manager, old Chadley Shanks, after tweeting that last night.
What's his last name?
Shanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
When's that trial date?
Are you suggesting that I'm going to take a shiv or a shank in prison, like a Phillips head screwdriver to my side, Matt? Is that what you're? That's pretty nice thought, Matt. That my life is going to become like the show All the Pretty Horses or something.
Quite the coincidence. Listen,
I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
James, you got connections. You'll get him a juice card, right? You'll take care of him.
I'm going to be selling free Petros shirts outside the courtroom.
Oh, I like it. Money-making opportunity.
Rock this thing.
I don't like rocking this thing.
So Chad Shanks gets fired. Does he have a case? Can he do anything here to the Rockets for firing him over goofy emoji comedy?
No.
He can't?
No, he can post a bunch of stuff and protest, but no, he's done.
Last thing for you, Sweet James. I guess if you're a UFC guy and you run somebody over and a pregnant lady goes to the hospital, they're going to catch you probably with old Jon Jones. Sad story.
They are. And the UFC, I follow UFC.
Let's take it down.
I love this sport.
Take it down.
I do.
So you're bummed.
You know what? The courtroom is my octagon. I love it. I love the UFC.
The courtroom is my octagon. So how long is Jon Jones going to jail? Do you just hit and run, drive away? How long does that put you away?
On something like this, bail was set for only $2,500 on this thing. He's probably not going to go to jail on this.
Yeah.
It's I think if he was convicted, it would be up to 3 years. I just don't think that's going to happen. Even though this woman suffered some significant injuries. I think she broke her arm and her wrist. But I don't think he's going to go to jail. Even though he has some prior incidences, he's got a DUI, tested positive for cocaine. I don't think he's going to do any time for this one. But he's got to clean up his act.
Yeah, he sure does.
Better chance.
Did the right thing.
Hey, James, better chance of going to the coop. P or Jon Jones?
You can answer the question.
I'll take that as a Petros. He's avoiding the question.
All right, look.
Never. Petros is walking.
Thank you, Sweet James.
All right.